Unexpectedly so in this instance, one of the Monty Python team has discovered a literary treasure trove. Apparently, an aristocratic woman, a Lady Cottington, believed that all the parklands of Britain were inhabited by fairies, and she actually caught fairies and pressed them in a book like flowers. Terry Jones, first of all, who was Lady Cottington?
Well, she wasn't very well known. She lived in comparative obscurity and didn't have many friends as far as we can see. She died in about 1990. And it was when she died, they were investigating her attic and discovered this remarkable volume. As far as we know, it's the only book of pressed fairies in existence.
There are people who believe in fairies, and there are people who have seen fairies, but I'm the only person to have actually pressed them in a book.
Did you come into possession of this material because of any blood relationship or kinship with the Cottingtons? Because there is a very strong, some would say striking resemblance.
Yes, that's interesting. Other people have made it, because I can't see it myself. Yes. But other people have said that Lady Cottington does look rather similar to me. But
a very attractive woman.
Really, really. Thank you, Frank. Oh, thank you.
Tell me exactly what happened. I mean, how did she come to press fairies between the pages of a book?
Well, I think from reading the diary that she's written alongside this, it seems as if she discovered when she was about 7, she would sit at the bottom of the garden and the fairies would start flying around her. She found if she sat with the book on her knee like that, sometimes a fairy, being inquisitive, they'd come down and land on the book, and she discovered she could go, if she was quick enough, and catch one in there.
Does it kill them, or are fairies immortal?
Well, I hope you wouldn't ask that, actually, Frank. I think there may have been 1 or 2 casualties, quite honestly, in the early days. But I think eventually the fairies discovered a way of leaving a psychic impression on the page without actually suffering themselves.
There's a very curious effect in the book, one notices if one looks very closely. On the one hand, several of the fairies have been caught bare-breasted, but on the other hand, several are modestly tugging their skirts down, lest they appear immodest. How do you account for that?
Well, I think the fairies themselves developed... fairies themselves have got... are not really shockable, but I think they discovered that Lady Cottington was indeed shockable, and they began to sort of... Being fairies, they're quite mischievous creatures, they began showing off, and they discovered showing their breath.